Hello everyone and welcome to my new vlog. I am so sorry. You know what it's like when you do a series of videos online, do not make any promise or any sort of promises related to your release schedule because somehow it's going to be ruined. So here I am, almost 2 weeks if not more since my last video release. I am so sorry. One of the reasons I didn't do any release is because, well, there wasn't really any much changes. So the tech feed era is still going on. I'm still taking the medication. Side effects are a bitch. Yeah, I mean I can definitely say it. They're really bad, but they're manageable. That's the main thing. Instead of feeling like I have the flu all the time now, or at least the flu or gastroenteritis or whatever, I just feel that just from time to time, just not always, like a little bit right now. I also feel that I have low blood sugar sometimes, but like, you know, I've had the shakes, you know, when you don't eat enough or just have some sudden a sudden drop in blood sugar. Sometimes you have the shake, you need to eat something. No, I mean almost passing out type of low blood sugar, which is definitely a new for me. I've never had that before, so I eat a bit of sugar and you know, I just wait for it to pass. The flushing, oh my god, the flushing. I guess this is why they don't call that blushing. You know, I laughed about the flushing when I explained what the symptoms or the side effects could be. Well, here I come and my ass is served. This is a very interesting side effect. Basically, you get really warm, like as in a fever. Sometimes. It's really weird. You feel weak, you feel your skin being tingly, a bit painful. You get red, you do really get red. And yeah, it's just, in general, not a nice feeling. So that's that. And irritable bowel is still there. After taking for 5 weeks my medication, I still have paresthesia on my right hand side. I still have problems with my bowel and my bladder and everything. Like, I mean, it's not a bad thing. I just always feel like I have to go. At least it's not an extreme case where I can't feel anything, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's annoying. And on the most recent episode of what's happened in my life with insurances, well, let me fill you in. First, Nuffield. I believe that I already told you that Nuffield has been out of the equation now, which is good. Finally, Aviva has taken over. My complaint has been heard, and Aviva has taken over, and they offered me 10 sessions. 10 last sessions. I will not get any sort of new treatment, and there's one reason for it. It's because I've been seeing physios and going to the hospital for so long for the very same problem, it's turning into a long-term treatment. And I'm not covered for long-term treatment. So there's that. But the main thing that happened is that after 5 sessions, Nuffield called my physio. And you will tell me, but why? Why would Nuffield call your physio when Aviva is handling it? Well, very good question, you imaginary person I just made up. We don't know. We do not know why Nuffield called my physio. So I called Aviva, told them, it's like, okay, you guys took over this, you haven't contacted my physio is not aware of anything, my word is worth nothing, they can't get paid. But they don't have any insurance of getting paid. So can you please call them and tell them that you're actually handling the case now? Oh yes, we will do that. They still haven't. They still haven't. Right now I'm under no physio supervision whatsoever. I am a lot better still, but that's happening. There's another one. I have another insurance where I could claim a little bit of money, and there's this micmac that's happening. So let me fill you in a little bit. My normal health insurance, because my job is amazing, and thank you, by the way, guys, if you are watching, thank you. We do not take into consideration history. So regardless of what I've had before, I am covered. But when it comes to that particular insurance, they do pay attention to history. So when they looked at my file and they seen that I've had an optic neuritis 3 years ago, well, that enters into what they say. I haven't read the full small notes in the contract, which I am going to. They said that because it was a brain and nerve disorder, regardless of what's happened with it, then I am not eligible for my claim. And if it was just as that, I would be like, yeah, well, fuck me. I understand. Too bad. But that's not it. Because the wording at the end exactly and specifically says I have been seen with regards to multiple sclerosis back in the days, and mostly and most importantly, I have been treated for it, which is not true. There's a second thing. I actually have been dismissed from having multiple sclerosis. A diagnosis has been dropped. Well, we've established that I did not have it, provided I didn't do a lumbar puncture. Knowing that because the lumbar puncture comes positive when you had 2 clinical episodes because you have enough cells that leaked into your spine so that we can establish a diagnosis. So even if we did, there's a high chance we would not have seen anything. So there's that. So I'm going to come back to them and I'm going to tell them, listen, I understand that you've done your best in analyzing my file, but I'm afraid you're drawing conclusion based on current knowledge on past events. I just want the history to be clear and my file reviewed based on this information, knowing that the diagnosis has been dropped and that I was never treated whatsoever. I never took any medicine. I was followed because we were scared it might be multiple sclerosis or that the optic neuritis could flare up again, not in the same conjuncture of events. As long as we write that in the letter, you review my case and you don't agree with it and you don't want to access my claim, fair enough. At least the facts would be right. The fact that they are not leads me to believe that they might have rushed the end of the analysis. Not much I can do, but at least there's that. And for the last bit, I'm nearly at the end of the 5 initial first weeks. It's actually ending tomorrow already. As you know, as I most likely have said on a video, I've only got 5 weeks of treatment, which means tomorrow is the last of the medicine I have. Which is a bit worrying, because this is not a treatment you just take like this, it's a treatment you take for life. So where's my refill? So I called the hospital, I'm like, guys, where's my medication? I tried to call them for the past week and a half, by the way, about this. Couldn't reach them. And basically, it went like this. Hello, can I speak with the MS nurse, please? Yes, of course. What is it about? Well, I saw you guys about 3 months ago, and I said that I was going to start my treatment in the weeks to come. I couldn't start my treatment because I was taking another medication. Now, I started Tecfidera a few weeks after you gave it to me. And you told me, well, at least the pharmacy told me, to call them so that I would get the date of my next pickup. I called the pharmacy, and to summarize, told me, what the hell are you on about? So I was like, sorry, hung up. And I figured that you guys would call me. I admit this is jumping to conclusion based on very, very wrong and flaky evidence. But bear in mind, I really was focused on something else. The side effects were really impacting me back then. So I called them, and it is Friday. Calling them on a Friday, beginning of the afternoon, telling me that I should have gotten a blood test 2 weeks after I started the medication, and then another one every 3 months after that. Of course, I hadn't had that because they forgot about me. To be fair with them, I'm supposed to switch hospitals and I still haven't. That's probably because of them, because they said that they were going to contact my GP, blah, blah, blah. So because I'm in this transition period, they kind of forgot about me. So calling them, they organized an emergency appointment for a blood test and for me to come and pick up my medication, which means I had to leave work early. My boss, of course, understanding the situation, was more than understanding about that. I was just pissed off. I'm like, I've been trying to not having to rush and, you know, organize and plan ahead. And these guys, when I succeeded in calling them, blew me off. And now I have to rush. Anyway, I did my blood tests. I don't know what they're saying. I don't really care. I don't feel bad enough so that I have to worry about a blood test. I have my medication, and I spent the night in Chiswick with my best friend, and we just had an awesome night, and I had an awesome day. I'm back home now, and yeah, this is a long story. On the plus side, between the time I did the last video and this one, I went to MCM Comic Con, and I could see my friends, making sure that I was not overdoing my back nor my health. I went only half the time I normally go there, but I met so many people and so much love and support. It was actually quite overwhelming in a good way, though. Yeah, it's good to feel supported. I have good friends. They're very good people. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.